Hello and welcome back to chapter 5, lecture number 46. So in this lecture I want to focus on adding reed around the sort of water pool. And for this I want to minimize all the collections and I want to have a clean viewport to re-enable nature, so it's gone. And let's click on nature, go for new and call this reed large, because we have the small reed and we have to append this, but in this lecture I want to focus on making some new reed, and I like to import, let's go for this image. Oops, let's scale this and drag this. It's an alpha image, so let's take a look if we can use alpha. It's much better. We have a better image. So I will use this for just the shape, and then we use a different texture to use the color. I think that's the best way to approach it. So as usual, we start with a plane, and we can call the plane reed. Yes, and press RX90. And we put this right there, and G, Y, and well, you know the drill. This we will do. Let's go to modeling, front view. We have all the space we need. So let's do one together to speed this more up, and then you can continue. So this is a very simple shape, and there you go. The more details, the better. And extrude it, and why not? Oh, it's very small. I looked over and over again for good screencasts. In Blender 2.79 we had such great screencasts. I think that they have some challenge for changing the plugin. It's a free plugin. I couldn't find any commercial one. Should make any sense for the course. So let's focus on our work. I like to talk and try to behave myself. I don't want to distract you from the hard work on the reed. And an edge line in the middle. Let's do one more together. I mean, it's a course. It's not a do-it-yourself. Sort of. And we scale this. The more I work on these cores, the more I enjoy it. You see it getting there. We create some beautiful scenes together. Oh, and I know it's worth it. I've seen so many beautiful results from the 2.79 course, and that really motivates me to extend this with this new upgrade. But it's an upgrade. It's not this super new. It's just porting everything to 2.8, so you can find your workflow. And to be honest, 2.79 is still a beautiful program. It's not like it's people call this outdated. Alright, stop talking and we'll pause the video. You can do these other ones, and we continue after the break. See you in a second. And welcome back. So we have these nice looking reed strands, and we need to add a material on it, or texture. So we switch to UV editing, and we have the coordinates. What is left is adding a texture. Go for image texture. Let's go for the shading and make this setup working. Go to open, and I have to go to the nature tab and the reed, and this is our reference. Let's use this one. Yeah, it's called translucency, but it doesn't really matter. It's perfect for the diffuse as well. UV editing. There we are. It's called reed. Hope there will be. That's the alpha, but we need a translucency. It's just a bit different. And in fact, these are the same, but I just painted that over, so if I'm out of line, you still are covered. And maybe a bit smaller. Yeah, definitely a bit smaller. Not a lot, but just a bit. All right, so if we go to the Material tab, we should have these strands. Looks nice, right? And now we go to the shading, and we will make this setup. So we want to have roughness. Make this non-colored data. We put this in the roughness and duplicate it. Go to vector, normal map. There is even a normal map. I was with that one, read no. I don't know what it is, but let's ignore this one. There is another way of doing that. I created it, but let's put this one into the add a vector bump. Remove the normal map. And then we put this into the heat. Make this a value of 0.1. And put the normal in the normal. That should work. Let's zoom in a little bit more and go for the material preview. Yeah. What we miss is a translucency. Go to add, shader, mix shader, and add a translucency, shader, translucent, and put this into the shader, and we want to have a translucency color into the color. And we lower the mix value to 0.3. And if this is not the thing we want, we need to change it. And you have the specularity, and we want a lot of specularity. Like, let's go 0.6. Is that true? But we want also a bit more roughness on the. We just need the. Let me check. That's more bump. Pretty weird. Something wasn't really as I expected it. Let's go for 2.5. Maybe you think I have these values in front of me, but that's not right. You never should do that. All right, and you can see we have these tips of the read. So we go to add mesh plane and press RX90 and go to edit mode. And we scale this. And we want to make a separated material because this needs to be transparent. We'll be crazy if we're going to model this. All right. Then we press U, project from view. You know, we'll do this different. We just want to have the left or right side from these, and I will explain you later on why. But let's do that. Like this, just a bit more. There's a reason behind that. All right, so UV editing. And we need to scale this. It should be the alpha. All right. And we go for a new material. And we have to name it. This is the background. Let's move this. And we name this like reed leaves. And let's call this reed plant. Beautiful, right? We shouldn't have rotated. All right, so what we want is go to the shading tab. We want to have an image texture add. Texture, image texture, open it, and we want the alpha. Put this into color. And we could simply put this into the alpha. If we render it, oh, yeah, that's one way. All right, let's keep this for a second. and we probably will make improvements, but I also like to have variation, so let's Shift D, duplicate this one, and we go to the UV image editing, and we also want this area. And another duplication, because you don't want to see. And we should flip this one, press R, Y 180. No, RZ 180. Yeah, that's a nice flip. And Shift D. And there should be one right there. I just start with the left one. Now we have to do it RX 180. Hey. RZ 180. It's getting late in here. Alright, so we have the sort of a plants, we have the leaves. The only thing is left is we need a root. And for this we will work with a background reference. And we need to positionize these as well. So let's go for this reference from the Pixabay. Lovely image. I mean, it's not perfect, but gives an idea what kind of image we want to create. Alright, so put this far in the background. I want to make separated objects from these. Control L, P, selection, and we need to put these on the tip right there. Control L, P, and selection. It's a time-consuming work, but it's so worth it. You will see in a second. P, selection, and there you go. And another one, P, selection. And the final one, what is almost good. Alright, so before we continue, we end this lecture, and we continue the work in the next one. Alright, see you there. Bye bye.